Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and today we're doing Pillar Nexus Presents Dive into Tomorrow Dies Today. Game of strategy, negotiation, and world domination. Now, you may be thinking, wait a minute, this isn't Pillar Loves Tabletop Games. What's going on here? There we go. This is a game that has been lent to me to figure out, and they said, yeah, you can talk about it on your channel and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and feature it here. It is a game of supervillainy, and I will talk later about other related games to that effect. It is by Mooney Bin Entertainment. Apparently, it's a local designer here in the state of Colorado. So, the game comes with a streamlined instructions. It has a QR code for more examples, details, and themes. And then we have the guide to the markers and tiles. The game has 3 overall modes. There's a general setup, regardless of mode. But the setting and goal are determined by the mode the players will play. So we have Cutthroat. One player will play as General Goodman, and 3 to 6 other players will play as their henchman. There is a possibility for someone to betray the organization and win by tearing it down. But ultimately, they want to obtain the most villain prestige, which is symbolized with a hand gripping the earth. Very Deus Ex. There's Mayhem, which is 2 teams of 3 up against each other. And then there's a solo / cooperative, fully cooperative mode for 1 to 6 players called Syndicate. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance. I haven't really had a chance to go through the rules too deep because I just see lots and lots of text, and I've been kind of busy with my other main projects as well. I might check that QR code later for like actual examples. But there's apparently a phase in the game called monologuing. You can brag about your success in an effort to get the Goodman player on your side. So mainly negotiation and other stuff. But yeah, there's quite a bit. There's a glossary in back, which is nice. But yeah, I kind of wish that they'd kind of picked one of the 3 types of games for one rule book, and then featured the other 2 modes as like separate rule books. Is my main concern with that. We'll have the character cards with what they're capable of. The General Goodman card for the 1 player that will play them in Cutthroat mode. And then we have the other characters. Archibald Kluge, little scientist guy. Axel Robbins, mechanical, I think, kind of engineering. Azura Ado, or spy, like driving, driver, Boris, bodyguard, big tough guy, Cassandra O'Shea, Shay, yeah, deals with money apparently or something. Um, Emerson Barlow, insider, probable insider or something. There's assassin. Jin Fang. Thievery and such, probably. The Node. Hacker. Ugo Dottore. Mad scientist. Yeah, they all have their, I believe, their resources, initial resources. Their squads, because they get to manage them. Faceless henchmen that they have access to by spending resources. Affinities for certain kinds of missions. And triggers for betrayal. Because sometimes they just might want to do their own thing. Included for all the characters except General Goodman are these metal figures. They're nice. I'll give them that. They're nice. My camera probably does not do them justice, unfortunately. But they're decent enough. Hacker dude. Come on. Some of them are in there tighter than others. That one. Come on. I do have to give this back to the game store owner when I'm done, so I don't want to mess up anything too badly. Almost had it. There's also the little rule reminders structured around plotting. Okay. We have these large square cards. Let's see here. What are these? So these are side jobs. Require achieving something and then getting a reward out of it. The red section is only for cutthroat mode, apparently. And then what are these ones? Yeah, these are the only ones that aren't shown on the cards section of the of the game. Let's see here. Cards. What was the nefarious plan? No. Yeah, if I actually, knew I was going to own this, I would probably do a little bit deeper reading into it. But I just wanted to kind of feature it for the sake of featuring it, since it's going to have me look it over anyway. Alright. Got directives. Presumably for henchmen to go achieve, which then provides henchman rewards and Goodman points. Global events. Just things that can happen, apparently. Have nefarious plans. Earn extra VP for completed missions or other things. Things to achieve. Gadgets. Represent a little blueprint looking thing. They're spending technology, funding, or espionage, apparently. What's the once per round stuff? Or corruption. Right. And those are those cards. Still not sure what these ones are, but apparently there's scenarios. It looks like scenarios for playing in either Cutthroat or Syndicate. Let's see what actually says anything here. Okay. I'm going to look for it later. Alright. So we have hexagonal titles. These came not needing to be wrapped up, apparently. So let's take a look at what we got here. We have base tiles used for map construction. Let's see if there's an actual thing going. So there'll be General Goodman's lair, and then base tiles around his lair. I believe the betrayer's bolt hole is off to the side until someone actually turns traitor. We've got, what else? Special headquarters for the CIA and Interpol. The Doomsday Clock. Apparently the overall goal is to achieve what needs to be achieved before the clock runs out. Technology track. Resource missions, which require resources, which require certain stats of combat, stealth, cunning and diplomacy, and it gets more um, gets rewards in terms of infamy, data, funding, corruption, espionage, all the fun stuff. And there'll be certain types. It looks like larceny, like one of the affinities for the characters. One of the characters. Where'd she go? Her, yeah. Her affinity is one of her affinities is a larceny. So I think that's important to keep in mind when going for certain missions. Those are the Doomsday missions. As well. Also have requirements and rewards. The requirements are considerably higher. Seems like the rewards are even better though. Alright. And finally we've got all the tokens. So there wasn't a whole... Alright, so the main box insert does not really have space for the tokens, except for like right here. And here's all the tokens. We have the faceless henchmen meeples, soldiers, assassins, thieves, hackers, scientists, and fixers. Yeah, there's all sorts of tokens for keeping track of your squads as well. Your potential for betrayal, infamy, and other resources and everything else. But yeah, this... So I was talking to a game store owner guy yesterday about it. It's like, so yeah, does it look like a Tuesday night game? And I'm like, no. This is like several hours long. This is probably something I might try to run on. Just like really go through the rules and run on Saturday. But I'm not 100% sold on it right now. That's... Yeah, having to deal with the two other board game videos and everything else going on, it's been kind of a drain on my head. So this might be a task for this week is figuring out this game. Let's go over. Let's see, game objectives. So for cutthroat mode, if you're Goodman, you have to complete the Doomsday Plan. You have to use your henchmen to pull it off. You have to negotiate, bribe, or threaten your henchmen to promote the agenda, and is incentivized to ensure a level playing field. Named henchmen actually have to do shit. If they're loyal, they want to help Goodman achieve world domination. They want to have the most villain prestige, minus their active betrayal triggers to win. However, it's possible for someone to become a betrayer. They want the Doomsday Clock to run down to 0. Yeah. Alternatively, there's Syndicate, which is a solo or just fully cooperative mode. They have a limited amount of time before the world's forces find Goodman's base and shut down his operation. And must have no more than 2 active betrayal triggers each. And then finally, there's Mayhem, um, the team versus team mode. His plan is going to be completed regardless, but the team that has the most, villain prestige will win. And then there's a special note for Mayhem that if rule ever states go around the table, start with a team leader and then alternate between players on each team. Yeah, team mode games are few and far between, it seems. I know I've got the expansion for Adrenaline, which makes team mode possible in that one. Warcraft also team mode. World of Warcraft is exclusively team mode. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah. So stuff like actually playing the game, scheming. Squads can occupy Interpol and CIA tiles, but they receive damage. They do coordination actions. There's espionage required to do various things like side jobs and mess with the tiles. They can build gadgets on their base. Commit forces to squads. Let's see. Staging markers. Villainy. Actually doing stuff. Yeah, there's some travel squads, deploy. PvP interactions are possible. Yeah, this is about the point where things are the most consolidated across all three modes. Spoils, missions, agents, investigating the villains. Okay. It's possible for players to betray by having at least one villainy point and 3 of their triggers active, or it's tied in last place for villainy points, and that there's already not a betrayer. There's other crazy stuff to do as well. Okay. Yeah, I might do a little bit more reading into this and figuring it out as well. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk about other kind of super villainy games for a minute, and why it's going to be very difficult to convince me to really get too heavily into this one. Okay. Games of being evil or morally unscrupulous, or it's kind of a complicated situation, or they're not capable of morals in the first place. Example number 1. Mwahaha ha. Mwahaha. Okay. That ridiculous game of resources and protecting your bases from others and threatening the world with your super weapon to take it over. The game is absolutely ridiculous, and I kind of miss it though. That the art for that one is like way more stylized. So how we get the tokens back in there. And yeah, I kind of miss that one, but not too much. Supervillainy game number 2, Pandemic Contagion, where you are in control of a disease that is utterly that it's semi-mindless. That is, it's trying to start shit, but at the end of the day, it is killing people. So there's that. Supervillainy game number 3, New Angeles. Well, it's more a game of profits before principles, kind of silliness, where you kind of have to work together to not let the Federalist player screw people over. So there's the betrayal aspect in that game. But ultimately, you are trying to achieve your personal victory of beating your rival, which, as long as you're in the lead in terms of money, you're probably winning. It's entirely possible, although that one it's entirely possible to have no one win, even with the Federalist player screwing up their goal. Because if the Federalist player is the one with most money, and the person behind them needed to beat them, and the person behind that player needed to be the player ahead of them, and so on along the chain, that everyone basically failed in their mission, but somehow the city did not get shut down. That's entirely silly to see happen. And then finally, Supervillainy game number 4, Chaos in the Old World. Okay. That game is a classic. Unfortunately, it is long out of print. It is a game of trying to use your cultists to gain influence and summon smaller demons to kill off cultists, and summon greater demons to kill off lesser demons better. That one is a solid game, but damn it, it is out of print and stupid ass expensive. Now, you may be thinking, what about Supervillainy game number 5, Cthulhu Wars? I've never played it. It would be interesting to play it, but it is an expensive ass game. So the only way I can play it is if I'm playing someone else's copy. Yeah, they have a really squished together text for some of these character stories. But the fact that they have little character stories is greatly appreciated. And kind of get into the characters a little bit better. So, compared to those games, what am I looking at here with this one? We're looking at a game that's going to be considerably long. there's a lot to figure out and to sort out. That said, the game manual having the QR code to say, "Hey, we have you know examples and better expanded explanations here." It's is something. Um, would I ever buy this game? I don't know. Like I said, the games I, the game I miss is out of print and expensive. The other game I miss is kind of silly. I do like the art for this a little bit better. If if I actually got to own a copy of this, how often will I get to play it? I don't know. It is, however, an interesting approach. I'm probably gonna go. I'll probably read through it before Saturday and just bring it to the game. So it's like, okay, I read through this. I'm going to demonstrate it, and then we'll see how other people at our Saturday group um, react to it, and we'll go from there. But there's a lot to figure out still. But yeah, Tomorrow Dies Today. It's from a local local creator in a state. Um, keep your eyes open for it. I believe copies of the game can be bought directly from them. Mooney Bin Entertainment. Parker, Colorado. Yeah, there's a little bit of the demonstration of the way the map is built up and such, and the various modes and everything. If if this whole setup of supervillainy sounds like it could be interesting, definitely go look into it. All right. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Pillar Nexus, and I'll see you next time.